The Battle of Droop Mountain, Memorial Hike, November 2013. A century and one half ago, in the fall of 1863, the Civil War raged as the Union Army met entrenched Confederate forces at Droop Mountain, in what is now West Virginia, but what was then disputed territory. The site was transformed into the Droop Mountain Battlefield State Park and is today a well-kept place, complete with tidy museum and grave sites marking the fiercest areas of fighting. Facing north, looking towards Pearl Buck's birthplace from Droop Mountain, hereabouts Confederate cannoneers rained fire down on the approaching Union forces. The Union Army won the Battle of Droop by flanking the Confederates, using a road that still enters the west side of the park, giving tourists similar views of the route Union forces took to victory that day. On November 5th, 2013, I and a few others gathered to reenact the 28-mile march of General John Echols' Confederates from Lewisburg to Droop Mountain. This, the last of 4 memorial hikes, is part of the Sesquicentennial anniversary of the Battle of Droop as envisioned by Park Supervisor Mike Smith. Mimicking the movements of General Echols, we depart at 2 p.m., using the same roadbed as was traveled during the Civil War. Caleb and Isaac Skaggs met us at the Old Stone Church. On this very day, 150 years ago, their great-great-great-great-grandfather made the march to Droop. Caleb and Isaac are homeschooled and talk of religion and organic foods. A few walkers can trace their ancestors to this battle. The road ahead is my only kindle to kinship. We commence by strolling through a graveyard where Park Supervisor Smith provides a window into Lewisburg's Civil War-torn past, telling true and sad stories of the long dead. Lewisburg was a frontier town back when everyone spoke with an English accent. These days, it's borderline hipster, with trendy stores lining its ancient avenues. In this age of downtown disintegration, Lewisburg brims with life and much traffic. Leaving Lewisburg proves somewhat trying. Single file is a necessity. Wind gusts whip our cuffs as vehicles pass at alarming proximity. Roadkill is plentiful. We walk through the outskirts and into farm country. Treat yourself to the best. Barns, livestock, people, wave, wonder what we're doing. It is, after all, an unlikely journey, but we are well wished. Good luck to boot. We continue to walk and walk until we stop. We are met with snacks and a portable outhouse every 3 or so miles, courtesy of the West Virginia State Park System. Reflective strips distributed. Mike Smith then tends to his feet. I call tenderfoot. He offers moleskin. In the interest of authenticity, I wear only wool and cotton clothing, and the kind of cheap work shoes you could almost imagine were made in the 19th century and not in China. Mike Smith points to the mountain, our destination. Still not close. Supervisor Smith proves an excellent guide, keeping an eye on the troop while happily expounding on any and all Civil War-related topic. Dusk feels almost magical in deep country. But collateral damage from events past remind us we walk on the main road and into the tiny town of Frankfort. Just a few hours after the battle at Droop, Confederates, some finding their way through the woods, came to revisit Frankfort as part of a headlong rebel retreat back to Lewisburg. We, in contrast, are served hot soup and biscuits, courtesy of Christine, the wife of our guide. Soon after, we climb into the clouds enveloping Droop Mountain, and it begins to snow, just like it did on the rebel retreat. Some were barefoot, which made the blisters on the soles of my feet hurt a little less. Traffic becomes a non-issue. As we walk, lonely-seeming roadside structures appear from the fog, reminders of separate lives lived, people we'll never know. For some of us, this last leg proves the most difficult, but no matter. Well aware, we go back to hearth and home, while those fellows then faced their mortality at dawn. And so we are in a celebratory mood at the end of our journey, satisfied that we marked the movement and the moment well. The next day brings a dedication ceremony commemorating the sesquicentennial anniversary of the battle at Droop Mountain, which brings a hearty crew of Civil War reenactors. Federal troops who actually sustained more casualties at Droop were well represented. The Confederates came forth and, as expected, shots were fired, but only in commemoration. At 150 years to the minute of the most intense fighting, Droop Mountain Battlefield Park Supervisor Mike Smith unveils the 12-foot stone slab commemorating the day. Poems were read, and thanks were given, and then the names of all that day's dead were read, aloud, likely for the first time in history. And so ended our sesquicentennial experience at Droop Mountain Battlefield State Park.